Hey guys, in today's video, I want to help you build a better loadout so you can stop making key mistakes I see so many people make in my day-to-day time playing Warzone. So many times I kill someone and I look at their guns and their class setup and I wonder what they were thinking. There's a simple concept in Warzone that is not too crazy, but it's simply this. Every gun in Warzone is going to have strengths in two of the three ranges of combat that exist within Warzone. Those ranges are short range, mid range, and the long range. And what I mean by that is an MP7, for example, is going to be really good in the mid range. It's going to be kind of good in the short range, but it's going to be pretty bad in the long range. Let's take a sniper, for example. In the long range, it's going to be amazing. In the mid range, it's going to be pretty good, depending on the person who's using it. And in the short range, it's going to be pretty bad. You can use it, of course, but it's not going to be the optimal choice. Now, let's take, for example, the Modern Warfare MP5. The Modern Warfare MP5 is great in the close range, all right in the mid range, and pretty bad in the long range. So automatically, you can understand what I mean there. Every single gun can be broken down. Some are more stronger in the mid range, some are stronger in the close range, some are stronger in the long range, and of course there's like the M4A1 and AMAX, which I believe can be used in almost all ranges, but they have certain weaknesses and drawbacks that make them not the best in all ranges and have clear issues. So you can see the issue when you're building a class is if you start identifying guns that you have in your own classes and seeing what I mean, you may see some crossover. An MP7 and a Kilo have no business being together because they're both strong in the mid-range. Both lose to the MP5s or the MAC-10 or the Bullfrog up close. And the Kilo is good in the long range, but of course you have this massive issue in the close range. And if you were to break down so many of your engagements in Warzone, you're going to find that the 0 to 15 meters is going to be one of the single most common places almost all of your engagements take place in. And it's that one place that I would always recommend not leaving weak in your class. It is okay to neglect the super far ranges if you're running an AIM-MAX or something that's a little more built for the mid-range, and it's okay to neglect your mid-range a little bit if you're running something like a sniper, Cold War MP5 or Modern Warfare MP5, but I don't think it really is almost ever okay to run something like a Krig and an MP7 because those are both meant for the mid-range and long range, and you are just leaving that close range completely exposed. And I think that is something I see so many people do, and they wonder why they get absolutely dumpstered by some people. You can have great movement, you can have great aim, you can do almost everything perfectly, but if the raw time to kill on your guns is not good enough to compete, then there really is not much you can do. I want to stress, guys, if you try and overcome the weaknesses of your gun through attachments alone, it isn't going to happen. You can't really make the AS Val that good in the mid to long range because the bullet velocity will never be there because of the way the gun is. And if you try and make the Grout a close range AR by taking off the sights, by putting on a tack laser, by putting on a stippled foregrip, by putting on a better barrel, it will never change the raw damage stats. The Grout kills in around 0.65 to 0.7 milliseconds up close, and so many guns right now like the Cold War MP5, the MAC-10, whatever, kill about 0.5 seconds to 0.55 seconds. So there's a massive difference there. You can never make the Grout a close range gun because it just does not have that capability. Of course, you can get kills with it up close, and you're going to have situations where you are, and you may have a couple games, or you may even get a nice game where you're just frying people up close with it. But if you were to really break down the vast majority of your close range engagements, you would find that it's not really doing the job as well as you think it is. And that's the main thing I just want to cover, guys. It is okay to have a weakness at some point. It is okay to run a Cold War MP5 that is not that good in the mid-range, but is pretty good in the close range. And it's okay to run a sniper because, yeah, you may be a little weak in the mid-range compared to a Kilo or an M4 or an AMAX, but can play around that fact if you keep it in mind. And I know that sounds crazy to some people, but I mean it. If you have a weakness in your class setup, if let's say I am using the AMAX and AS Val, I know at about 100 meters plus, the aim max isn't going to be good enough to handle a lot of those engagements. So it's not that hard to avoid engagements at 100 meters plus. That is the key thing I want to get across. When you make your classes, keep in mind your playstyle. If you are not that aggressive, it is okay to not have that good of a close range gun. But if you are super aggressive, then you need to have something that is going to hang up close, and you have to be able to identify and figure out which guns are going to be good up close by using resources like myself, True Game Data's website, True Game Data himself, JGod, Exclusive Ace, or other people. A lot of people don't break down in their loadout videos exactly what the loadout and the ranges they're covering, but that's something I want to do because I think it's key, and I hope people understand that you have to be thinking about this in your own playstyle if you ever want to have success while playing Warzone. So many people do not think about this. They don't think about these things. Spend some time to help identify the guns that you want to use and figure out what criteria they kind of fit in. Are they stronger in the close range? Are they stronger in the mid range, the long range? And figure out a good balance in your classes. It's okay to have a weakness, as I said, but you want to cover two of the three ranges primarily. And there's almost no class in Warzone that's not going to have a weakness. And that's something else to keep in mind. I would also recommend on your ghost classes, guys, an AMAX or M4A1 or RAM 7 with fully loaded is almost a must have. If you come back from the gulag and you can grab that class, you're going to have a chance to get your team back in the game. You're going to have a chance to fight back in the game, and you're going to have a chance just at almost any point if you have a fully loaded class with a gun that's okay in all three ranges. You don't have to like, guys. You don't have to subscribe. I just appreciate you guys for watching. This channel is slowly growing. It means a lot to me. I hope to up the video frequency from 3 to 4 a week. This is going to be one of the first weeks that I've done it. I hope it goes well. I assume it is. I hope to then up it to 5 a week at some point. But slow steps over, due time. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it so much. Have a good day. Peace.